And the skylight is like skin for a drum.
Ladies and gentlemen, Leonard Cohen has died. He's one of my favorite, was one of my favorite artists, top 3, maybe top 2. Springsteen's my number 1, but Leonard Cohen, man, absolutely love Leonard Cohen. I've been listening to him since I was like probably 15. So it's very sad. Sad day for me to lose Leonard Cohen, but you know, he was 82 years old, and everybody dies. Rest in peace, Mr. Cohen. Thanks for all the music. So how's it going, guys? It's kind of a weird juxtaposition to, you know, talk about the death of Leonard Cohen and talk about insulating a van. But living in a van and listening to Leonard Cohen have been a key feature of my life. So since this video channel is about what I do and what my interests are and sharing stuff with you, that's what I will do. So I'm going to show you some the way I'm insulating this particular van, and you know, maybe you can get something out of it for any future build you might do with a small van. Now, because as I mentioned in the past, because this van is very small, I'm not going to go overboard on insulation. I'm not going to go more than ½ inch, because 2 reasons. Number 1, I want to retain as much space as possible, and you know, if you got 2 inches thick on my first van, I had 2-inch thick insulation everywhere, and if you got 2 inches on one side and 2 inches the other, well, golly gee whiz, that's 4 inches. And when you have 48 inches from wheel well to wheel well, that's a good chunk of it right there. So that's why we're going to stick to the ½ inch. The other reason is that my heater is going to bake this place out like, can I call it a place? It's a van. Is it a place? Where you lay your head is your home, so I guess it is my place. My vanpartment, if you will. Anyway, because the van is small, that means it requires a lot less heat to get it hot, or even warm. I don't really want it hot, do I? So basically, don't really need a lot of insulation. So that's why the ½ inch will do. And a key part of insulating a van this small, or any van really, is having a thorough. Now let's get something off my chest right away. In the van dwelling world, there is a lot of different opinions about how to insulate a van, and I'm doing what I'm doing. Other people may disagree, other people may have completely different ideas, but I think I have my reasons for what I'm doing, and that's perfectly fine. So some people believe that you know, you could just spray foam the whole van. I don't want to do that for a couple of reasons. Number 1, spray foam is quite expensive, like to do it professionally. Number 2, and bigger reason, is that spray foam, it will eventually retain the moisture. It's got that spongy kind of thing going on, and it's going to retain moisture. So a key part of how I'm insulating is to keep airflow between the skin, the van wall, the van skin, and the insulation itself. Because when warm air hits cold metal, then you get condensation. So if you know that condensation and little droplets of water are going to form between your your metal wall and the insulation, then you want to make sure that you have a gap, an air gap, so that you can keep the air flowing through it and that moisture won't stay there. That's my kind of strategy, and that's what I'm doing in this fan. So here's the material I've been using. This is called Blind Stop, B-L-I-N-D, Stop. Why they chose that name, I don't really know. I got it at Home Depot. Maybe I got the name wrong. I could be wrong. But it's about $10 for 8 feet up here in Canada. But compared to stuff like hemlock and other various woods where they charge up to $2 a foot, it's relatively cost effective. More importantly is that it's made of vinyl. They call it ceramic vinyl or something. Let's see if I can see the end of it. Can't really see it. Like the flash is so light. Anyway, so the benefit is, seeing as how it's going to be on the roof, ah la la, ah da da, that means that the moisture that could be dripping off the roof in terms of condensation will not affect it like it would wood. How much would a woodchuck could chuck wood? So what I was going to do is I was going to use wood and then polyurethane all the sides of it and stick it on there. But then when I saw this stuff, I thought, oh gee, now I can skip a step and not have to paint all this wood that I'm going to use for my insulation. So that's what I'm doing. And my drill battery died, so I just taped up these two pieces temporarily to keep them in place, because I'm actually measuring. See if I can show you this here. That's not perfect, but basically it's going to go from end to end across and stick to the roof. And I just needed this piece here just to make sure I got the length of this piece correct. So I think this one, it's going to be, I'm just going to use weld bond epoxy right to the roof, because obviously I don't want to screw directly into this part, because that's going to make a big hole. And I don't want any leaks. Ouch, that was loud. So as you can see in this side, this is all finished. Kind of hard to see. My camera's... Sometimes I wish I had a GoPro for the wide angle, you know, but as a minimalist, I try to refrain from buying things I don't really essentially need. Anyway, this is the Blind Stop ceramic stuff. I guess it's more proper to call it vinyl. So what basically I do is I put the foam in, stick it in, have the ceramic chunk there, and then the covering I'm gonna use, I'm gonna screw directly into this. So that gives me, that'll give a nice covering, and it will keep the polystyrene in place. Now, if you can see, I can move this up and down. I want that to be like that, even though it's giving me like maybe a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch of height that I'm missing in terms of headspace. Whoop-de-doo. That 1/8 of an inch is really good for airflow. And because I have these channels, you know, the foam goes on here, and then I have all this airflow here, and then I have a little bit of airflow between the channel thing. So it'll work well. So to assist with airflow, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this little part open, just so that when my fan's on, it can suck the air out from there and out the thing. That'll help with airflow, to have a little gap. Maybe it'll be only like a centimeter square or something. It doesn't need to be that much. And I'll leave this one open too. Right in here. Something like that. But there's going to be lots of airflow. I don't have to worry about it. I was going to put like a 1/2 inch styrene piece just to make sure that I have an air gap, but I think I don't need to do that. Except on places like this where this is the outer van skin right here, and I'm gonna glue some styrene onto here, little strips, and on this big piece. This is the outside part. I can already feel moisture building up on this, and it's not even really cold outside. So as you can see, my methodology is just to take these pieces of vinyl, half-inch vinyl things, screw them in all around on all the edges, like over here, and then just pressure fit the styrene insulation into place, put the tape on, and then put the screws when I get the finishing stuff. It's going to go right into there, or right into here, I should say, on this side. And there you go, Bob's your uncle. You want to hear something really annoying? Okay, torch over. So my idea with my partition originally was to take a piece of this polystyrene, or multiple pieces I should say, and put it across. This isn't the right size, and then I thought it would be flexible enough that I would be able to move it, but it's not flexible enough. So it's not going to work. I'm going to have to come up with another idea. The idea is I want to be able to move my seat back when I'm driving and then move it forward when I'm parked, when I'm in the van dwelling area. So what I'm going to do now instead of the polystyrene is I'm going to use this stuff called EVA foam that I found in Home Depot. And it's big, huge sheets they use for flooring. And I'll show you a picture right here. Anyway, so that stuff is, it's a little less than ½ an inch. And I think that'll, it's more malleable, bendable. It's more flexible. So I should be able to move the seat back and forward and be able to change the shape of the partition wall without so much difficulty. However, the R value will be lower, there's no doubt about it, but you know, it's all a work in progress. If it turns out to be terrible and it doesn't really work, then I'll just have to think of something else. If you have any ideas on a flexible material I could use between the front seat and the back as a partition, a flexible material, if you have any ideas on that, please let me know in the comment section below. I was looking at camping mats, like a sleeping pad, but they're expensive. I mean, I would need probably 4 of them minimum if I doubled it up, and that would be $80 plus tax. It'd be close to $100. Whereas this polystyrene stuff is like $8 a sheet, so big difference. The EVA foam that I'm looking at is $22, but it's like, it's a huge piece. It's like 96 inches by 65 or something. It's big. So I can get a lot of use out of that for $22. So you're asking yourself, 1/2 some inch, what is that thing on your head? Well, let me tell you. It's a little something I put together. It's a do-it-yourself, homemade headlamp for the I don't want to say economically challenged, but for those that are a little bit thrifty at heart, you might say. So how does it work? Well, you just hit this button and there you go. It goes down to a lower level because it needs to be charged. This is actually a solar light. But if there was an award for how to look like a dork, I think I might be a good contender with this hat. You know, I think I got a chance at winning that. If you think I do, let me know in the comment section below. So this is how you make this do-it-yourself headlamp. Basically, you take a hat. This is my summer hat, which is all now all greased up and dirty. Yucky. And I'm never gonna wear it, you know, aside from cleaning the van or working on the van. So I basically just drilled 2 holes, took a good quality elastic, and put it through. So in order to put the light in the hat, I just take it like this and lift the elastic band and slide it in. Now, is it a little bit floppy? Yes, it is. But, I mean, I could tape up this top piece down to there. I might actually do that, or get another elastic and put it around here. I might actually do that too. But I do need to take the solar light out. Here's the little solar panel part right here. And put on the dashboard every day so I can get a good charge. It's pretty dead right now. This light is called the Waka Waka. It was like $60 or $70. It's kind of overpriced for what it is, but I have it, so I use it. And yeah, you don't have to use a big fancy light like this. You could just use a little flashlight, stick it in there like those micro flashlights, like a mag light, small one. Or I've even in the past I've used a bike light, and you know, it takes AA batteries, put them in there, and wham bam, Bob's your uncle. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good night.